Okay, let's give you guys some practice now. So find the domain for this function. So when you get a graph plotter and plot it, it will give you this surface. We'll find the domain for this function. Press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this, to find the domain, try to look at this and find out when this will break down. Well, it will break down when this is negative or 0. So the first demand that we need to make is that this thing here, we need to make this demand. We need to make this demand where x take away y must be strictly greater than 0. It can't be 0, otherwise the natural log will break down. So this is our first demand. So well, you can add y to both sides, so that will then give you this. So in your mind, picture this this xy plane, and y equals x. Draw that in your mind. It will look something like this, but we want x to be bigger than y. So so we are talking about this region here where x is bigger than y. So at the back of your mind, picture this. So now we need to take care of the denominator. So when will this break down? Well, we need to make sure that this is strictly greater than 0. It can't be 0 because square root of 0 would be 0, and this, and then you're going to divide something by 0. So the point I'm trying to make is that this thing here must be strictly greater than 0. So our second demand is that this thing here, take away y squared, must be strictly greater than 0. So so now let's add this block and this block equally to both sides. So that will then give us this. That will then give us 18 greater than 2x squared plus y squared. Divide both sides by 18. So that will then give us 1. This will then give us 9. This will then give us over 18. So so this here, by now you should be able to see that this is an ellipse, because well, it's an ellipse. So so in your mind, sketch this. Looking at this is going to be squeezed in the x direction. So this will be 3 because of this. This will be 3. This here will be square root 18. So at the back of your mind, picture this this ellipse for our domain. Just remember that it's strictly greater than 0. So it should be a dotted line here all the way across. Well, anyway, roughly speaking, picture this ellipse in your mind, and our first demand, where we demand that x minus y to be greater than 0, gave us this line here. So so remember this, we made this demand here. It gave us this ellipse. And we're talking about our domain is everything inside this ellipse. And also our first demand is that everything is in this region here. So it's really the intersection of the two demands, which will then give us this thing here. So our domain is actually this bit here. Okay. So the way you would write it is this. Our domain is the 2D plane, such that it's within the ellipse. And also x must be greater than y. So it must be in the ellipse, and it must be x greater than y. So that will then give us this region here. So this is our domain here. So when you look at it, when you look at our graph, our surface, hang on. So this is our surface here. If you rotate it and look straight down, this is part of an ellipse, and there is a straight line here. That's our y equals x line. That is, well, look straight down. It does form an ellipse. Okay, so yeah, so our domain is given by this. Okay.